Good morning. Merry Christmas. I thought we would huddle around the fire here. Because usually I have my Netflix fireplace. You don't have to clean it, but if you time it just right, you can go over and stoke the logs. Run over, and the video has, you gotta change the logs. But I thought if you want to just come huddle up closer, you're more than welcome. It's the water's warm, so it's so beautiful that you're here. Milk and cookies. Did you put out milk and cookies? I know Dorcel said that he went ahead and he ate his. There was a minister who was inviting people to be of service in a community outreach way. And that's a lot of what we do here. We're of service to the greater community and to have a positive impact, to have an influence in people's lives. And he was really bothered that some of the people in the community were only showing up on holidays and some special occasions. I almost wore my pajamas today, but we'll have to plan, we had an ugly sweater day, but we'll have to plan out maybe for next year. He was really bothered that, some people were just showing up sporadic, but maybe Christmas, maybe Easter. And so finally when he saw them, he called them out one day. He says, are you enjoying being of service and helping to build this community? And they replied, oh, yes, we are. And then why are you only here on holidays? And they answered, well, we're in the secret service. So in case you don't know, the holidays are happening. The holidays are happening. We've got it going on. For some of us, we're gaining momentum, we're being joyful, we're loving, and for others, there's still some concerns and there's still a lot to do. So for some of us, we have varying degrees of the Christmas spirit. And so I wanted to be closer to you today and to have that connection and that Christmas spirit. And we're all in different places. We're all learning. I'm learning and growing all the time. I'm always having a new level of love and acceptance. And sometimes we're impacted by different things that are going on. There can be, sometimes there's like a residue of something that's going on, and something that might be a carryover from something we've already experienced. Right? Yeah? So we're all moving through something. So we get to be a little bit more loving and compassionate with ourselves, and some of us find it easy to really get into the Christmas spirit. Some of us find it to be a little bit difficult. Like we need to huddle around the fire a little bit more and have that comfort and that feeling of warm embrace and being cherished and honoring ourselves. And for me, it really helps to be around children. So we all have that inner nature that just wants to be playful and not feel stressed or not feel burdened or have concerns in situations that may bring us down. And so because we really want to get enthused and know that we really are of love, that we really are of peace, and we are of this faithful place of grace which we can draw upon this deep wellspring of life. And I think it was Jay Leno, he was talking a little bit about upsets during the holidays, and he says, I'll tell you one thing I'm upset about. The day after Christmas, my tree is all brown and it's dried out. You like Jay Leno? Yeah. I bet he's wearing pajamas today, probably sitting by his fireplace with a hot, warm cup of cocoa. And he says, I went back to where I bought the tree, and the whole place is gone. And this is the last year I buy my Christmas tree from one of those spotlight night places. Because he was trying to take it back, I don't know. So there's different reasons for the season, and so the season is really about finding out who we are again. Last night we talked a little bit about remembering and refreshing and renewing our sense of peacefulness, renewing our sense and having a rebirth moving into the new year. And so it's really, for me, it's about love, it's about sharing from a higher vibration, it's about sharing from a higher frequency. And I begin to notice that higher frequency where love and kindness and extending from that place, that soulful place of our heart shows up. And so we have the giving of cards, we have the singing, really, that we're going to be doing some singing as we connect this morning, and we carry that with us. we're going to be singing from our soul. And it really helps fulfill us. We sure did a lot of singing last night. Carol Harris, I'd like to recognize Carol Harris, the Voice of Truth Choir Director. So funny. I mean, not even over the top. It's like over the galaxy. Phenomenal. Thank you so much. I sing these songs throughout the day, and I know that that's the connection that we're going to bring today. So what I notice is that there is that love, there is that joy, there is the Christ consciousness. It's that art of being conscious of this presence, of this divine essence that's within us. There's an awakening that lives within us. So it's the essence of Christmas. It's the essence of the heart. And if we looked at, you know how you have pictures in your home? If we looked at pictures of a frame, right? And so we may, in our lives, we may spend some time polishing the frame, but maybe not really enjoying the picture. So it's like that there's a picture, like if we had a Monet painting, and so sometimes we get lost in polishing the frame. And we haven't really experienced the inspiration that draws us in like a Monet picture. There's that creation, there's that essence. Do you like Monet? Yeah? What else? Who else is your favorite? Van Gogh? Degas? Picasso? Yeah, so it draws us in, and there's that sense of creation, there's that essence. And so there's a picture that's inside the frame. So we get not to forget that and to remember that there is that sense of co-creation with something divine that is within us. And there's that higher self that lives within us, and we can really focus on that. We can focus on that Christ presence and to know that it is that which wants to be expressed, and creatively so. So Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was a transcendentalist, he transcended, and he went back and he drew upon nature. He talked about this pure essence, this higher self, this pure potentialities. He says, what lies behind us and what lies ahead of us are only tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Can you feel the warmth of that? For me, that is like huddling around this fire and knowing that there is that warm kindling that's in our heart. So that frame of cards, the frame of gifts, that true essence of life itself is something that's internal. It's vital. It has vitality. And it's when we remember who we are. It's that dimension where we feel so good. Members of ours just got back from Europe, and I can't even imagine. They were in spots that there's so much history there and so much beauty, and I'm sure that there were moments where they felt so good. You know, just to notice the beauty that was around them. Did you see Monet or our friends there at the Musée d'Orsay? Yeah, all right. See, I speak French. I can say Musée d'Orsay and Chevrolet Coupe, Parlez-vous Français. Yes. So we're moving into a place of who we truly are, and that's that joy we just felt. It's who we truly are. We move into that sense of giving and sharing and caring for one another from that artful place. And there's something that feels wonderful about that. Wonderful. And I get to be a little bit more curious about my life. If we have something that might be a little bit irritating, or we might feel a little regret or a little resentful or whatever, wouldn't it be great to just say, oh, it's so interesting, I'm feeling curious about that. It kind of kicks it up a notch. Oh, I'm so curious about that. And to just pause. Sometimes I just get to press the pause button. And I say, oh, let me be curious about that. So there's something that draws us into that. And so those songs that we're going to be singing today, we can sing year-round. We can sing that place filled with joy, because we are remembering, we are renewing, we are rebirthing. So we're remembering that there's this essence, this awakening presence that is within us. And so there's a message of love. There's a message of forgiveness that we can really take to heart. There's a time of renewing. And I know that as we have come into this light, into this world, we have come as this light in the world. We've come to remove anything that covers that light. We're not spending time just on the frame, but we're really moving into that picture. There's that kind of content and that context. And it is that true essence of who who we are, we're actually rebirthing this spiritual dimension. So there's a realm, there's a dimension, there's an essence, there's an opening, and opening up even more fully. So that as we come to be a light in the world and recognize that we have that light that is within us, it's us coming back to ourselves again. So we're celebrating ourselves home. It's like that Kenny Loggins song, we're celebrating ourselves home. And we just get to remember that home is already where we are. There's a story about a gentleman who lost everything due to he was involved in some substances that really didn't do very well. And he found himself on the street without a home. And then he received some help, and then he found himself sober. And he was in Old Town, at the town square, and there were people that were singing, and they were doing carols, and they were carrying some packages, and they were wandering down the sides of the streets that had luminarias and trees, not the brown ones, but they had the green trees with all the lights like Disneyland, the white lights. And the surroundings reminded him of his childhood. And he peers into the night sky, and his mind wanders back to being 5 years old. It was Christmas time, and he had just been to a Christmas program with his family. And his dad pulled over, so he's this 5-year-old that has this image and a story in his mind. And we all have those types of stories that we carry with us. And we carry with it the value and the strength of the caring. This is Becky, my dog. She's usually downstairs in the office. But it's great that she could be the therapy dog today. And curl up in the warmth of the fire here. Good girl. So his dad, this 5-year-old, was rekindling the story. And his dad pulled over to a man who was troubled. And his dad talked with that man briefly, and then they drove off. And he recalled saying to his dad, "Dad, why did you stop to talk with this man?" And his dad said, "Son, it's Christmas. And he too is one of God's children. He has made some choices about his life that has caused him to be this way. And at any time, he can rise up and claim a new way." And I can think of situations, whether it's in my health, my continuance of inner peace in some situations, inner peace and affluence, and whatever those relationships are, that we can rise up and claim a new way. He said, "Son, never judge someone by outer conditions. You never know what pain is in their past. Spirit's light is within him, as it is in everyone. You never know." And I simply just wanted to stop and wish him a Merry Christmas, regardless of how things are for him right now. So this man was caught up in his memory of when he was 5 years old. And now through the choices and conditions in his life, he is in the alley at the town square. He looked at himself and he assessed himself and looked at the buildings that were all decorated with lights. And he thought, "I am still one of God's children. The light of God is still in me, as in everyone." And following that thought, remembering the words of his father, he could rise up and reclaim his life. In that moment, something changed. Something was transformed inside him. He recognized the light that is within him, like these lights that are kindling our hearts. The spirit of light and love touched him and lifted him. And in essence, he answered that call to be lifted up. He rose up to that call of Christmas. The call of Christmas is what we are more than what we've ever thought ourselves to be. There is so much potential that resides within us, that is awakening within us, and that just simply needs to be called forth. That message of love, that message of forgiving. We are really being of peace, of love. and of this joyful place of grace. We have come here really to be a light in the world. And we just celebrated a bit of the solstice where it was the shortest day of the year and there was darkness. And so those dark nights are becoming even lighter again. So after that winter solstice, we gradually become even lighter. We know that spring is just around the corner. And I have a few more stories. You want a few more? Yeah? It's like going under the tree. We have some kiss under the tree. So this is one of the Reader's Digest version, and I'm kind of a Cliff's Notes kind of gal anyways, and I like bullet points, and it's like what do you ever do before Post-its, huh? We usually have a Post-it right, or I usually have a Post-it right here, or I put one by my phone as a divine reminder. So Fred, you know Fred? Yes, we all have a Fred in our life. not the Fred who's here at the center, but Fred worked in, we can call him George. Should we call him George? George. I'll call him Fred. He worked in a local post office. And what he would do is he would find addresses that were for undeliverable letters. Or where the writing could be read. It might have come from my house, I don't know. I have that creative writing too sometimes. And Fred, his situation was that his little boy had passed on. And he would eat lunch and he would stare off into the ceiling, really, in despair. He would stare in despair. And his wife had told him that it was really not fair to his son who had passed on. After a while, she just said, honey, we cannot continue in this way. We need to get on with life. And during the holiday season, he found an open letter. The letter read, "We are very sad at our house, dear Santa. I don't want you to bring me anything. My little brother went to heaven last year, and all I want you to do is to take my brother's toys to him. I'll leave them by the fireplace. His train, his rocking horse, and everything, milk and cookies. His horse, the one that he always liked riding. And I don't need a thing. But if you could give Daddy something that would make me kittens and all that." And for the first time in a long time, I think it was my dad would whistle Around the World in 80 Days, and one of the neighbors came over and he was cutting some limbs off of a tree, and he says, "Don't you know some other verses of that song?" My dad was real joyful. He'd be out cutting trees. So his wife and daughter of Fred, saw him smile, and they knew that Fred was back. He had Christmas in his heart. He had that presence, that essence that he could draw upon and be replenished and renewed. So he got to have that sense of renewal and replenishment, and he regained himself, and he had a new rebirth, this Christ presence, and he also had the love of the girl, his little girl, Miriam. She was looking out for him, looking out for the family. So we all have that essence that's kindled in our hearts, and we just can ignite that. And as Dr. Ernest Holmes says, he's the founder of the Science, Mind, and Spirit, which is a guide for spiritual living. He says, "I bear witness to the light. Out of the darkness of ignorance, we come at last into the light of knowledge. Knowledge of the nature of our own being." So the call of Christmas is about the love in our hearts, which is meant to be expressed. And so that's what we're up to, and creating in new ways. We're claiming it, we're knowing it, we declare it. And, it's meant to be expressed in so many ways. We remember that Christ's message is within us, and I know that we truly are the light of the world because we're recognizing the light that is within us. And that's the place that is kindled and ignited in our days. It's kindled and ignited in all that we say and do, and that spiritual dimension of our life is expressed even more fully. And I'm not saying in the Ellen DeGeneres way when she says, a friend of mine says, what I've found during the holidays is that there's very nice things at the 99-cent store. And I love the holidays, and I receive a lot of wonderful presents that I like to exchange. But I'm thinking that this is something that we don't need to exchange, but we just get to know that it's expressed. It's not something that's 99 cents. It's priceless. It's that pearl of great price. It is that light of the world. It is that which keeps on giving. It is that infinite flow. So that as we have that spiritual dimension, we know we're absolutely buoyant and supported in our forward movement. And that, yes, that kindling is within our heart. So we answer that call to love. We answer that call to that place of forgiveness and that knowingness, that true essence of the divine that resides in us already. So we're opening up those doors. We open up our heart and we answer that call of Christmas. And we recognize the light within us and within us all. So let's turn within for a moment of inner celebration and to know that this is the best day ever that we are answering this call to Christmas. And that we're surrounded by people that we know, people that we love, people that we can reach out to and share and care for one another. To know that there is this warmth, there is this light that is always shining, this very bright light, being the light of the world. So from this faithful place of fullness, I know that there is this sense of replenishment and renewal because there is this infinite energy which is always flowing. It is this divine life, this one life, this sense of oneness and wholeness and balance and well-being. It is this place of harmony. It is a very gentle place, knowing it is filled with delight. So I know that I am part of this light. It continues to shine as our hearts are open and as we answer the call and reclaim and know what is the truth about ourselves. From the sense of love, of harmony, of exquisite knowingness, this belief in something larger than ourselves, being a part of something greater, knowing that yes, we are an integral part of the wholeness that is ever available, all-pervading and permeating. It is the animating presence. It is this divine life. It is its life, knowing itself as creative expression. So it is natural, it is the divine nature of this light to just shine. And knowing that it is all-encompassing, it is that warmth of the heart in everything that we think and say, and everything that we are sharing and caring throughout our holidays and into the next year. I know that the next year and beyond, setting the intent and reclaiming and knowing and rising up in so many beautiful ways. So I'm grateful for this knowingness, grateful for this true essence of this presence, which resides within our hearts at all times. And I release this idea, this divine ideal, knowing it is that which is true and